All right, everybody. Miracles have been delivered. Well, at least one miracle. And it feels like a miracle because everything that we were hearing throughout this day told us that this was not going to happen. I made a video a couple of hours ago saying it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but looks like it's happening per several sources on X in the last few minutes here. The Seattle Seahawks are starting Geno Smith tonight against the Eagles. Geno Smith is a go. So that is big. That is huge. I'm relieved. I'm also nervous because this obviously came down to the wire. A little bit earlier, Geno Smith went out to do some pregame warm-ups for about 10 minutes. Then he went back in the locker room to get presumably his groin looked at, and they determined that he's going to be able to play. But this came down to the wire, so there's no way he's 100% unless this is all just some kind of long con on the Eagles. So I'm very aware of the fact that while I think that we need Geno Smith out there to have a realistic chance to win this game, I'm also very aware of the fact that he's probably not going to be his full self. Now, we're just going to have to trust that this team, that these doctors, that this coaching staff is not going to put him out there if he can't go. But we've seen them do that before. We saw them do it with Russell Wilson. We saw them do it with Quentin Dunbar. So until I actually see Geno go out there and look like himself in terms of his mobility, in terms of his throwing, in terms of all the things that he's going to need to do tonight, it's going to be up in the air. Like, I've seen Quentin Dunbar get put out on the field when he literally cannot run because his leg is messed up. The Seahawks did that. That was what, 4 seasons ago? It was 2020, actually. So, I'll believe it when I see it. 3 seasons ago, I guess that would have been then. But Geno Smith, he gives us the best chance, assuming that he can actually play. So there's still a lot of unknowns here, but at the very least, I feel like we have a shot now. I don't think Drew Lock, I mean, I don't want to say didn't give us a shot because that Eagles defense has been so bad, but Geno Smith being relatively healthy and able to go is very important here. So good news. Hopefully it's good news. Maybe by the time this game starts, it's going to be bad news, but we're going to have to see it. And about an hour ago, we did get this about Jalen Hurts. He is expected to start tonight against the Seahawks, so both starting quarterbacks are going to go tonight. Now, again, just because he can play doesn't mean he's going to be able to play well, so I'm not going to act like this offers up any significant clarity. But at the very least, Geno Smith and Jalen Hurts are going to take snaps to start this game. Will they lose their snaps as the game goes on? Very possible. Hurts being as sick as he supposedly is definitely something that can affect his play. I used Mahomes as a reference against the Broncos. He was very sick in that game. There was a game earlier this year where Michael Penix was sick when he played really bad in that game. So there's no guarantee of anything right now. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I feel great about this game now, but things are happening, and this is kind of the scenario. This is the scenario where I feel like a win is actually possible. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen, but Jalen Hurts is playing. Let's say he plays bad because he's sick, which is the only hope for this defense because the defense is that bad. And then on the other end, we get Geno Smith. And if Geno Smith plays well, put those two things together, you can win. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Personally, I'm glad we don't have to deal with Mariota because I don't think we would have been able to handle Mariota. I just have a low opinion of this defense right now. And I'm happy that Geno Smith is going to at least try. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Next video will be after the game, and we'll talk about whatever needs to be talked about then.